what's up, y'all? Can listening make you a better parent, a better leader, a better person maybe? Or maybe get you fit through some of these fitness motivational programs? You can achieve all of the above by joining Audible. You can go right now to audible.com/FWD, which stands for Fun with Dumb, or text FWD to 500-500, and you can get a 30-day free trial right now. And as an exclusive member of Audible, you'll get 3 titles every month, 1 audiobook, and 2 Audible originals that you can't get anywhere else. I'm listening right now to a book called Sapiens, and it's helping me get through the day because I do a lot of meetings throughout the day. I'm driving across town. I just put the book on. It's helped me kind of get through the book way faster. And just if you're a big fan of podcasts, this is the perfect thing for you. I'm kind of running through these titles really. So make sure you check out audible.com/FWD or text FWD to 500-500, 500-500 for your 30-day free trial right now. Yo, what's good? We're here on another episode of Fun with Dumb. Today, I got a guest. I've actually, a lot of people don't know, but I've been on certain shows with this guy back in the day when I was coming up as a young person in the Asian circuit. The Asian American, early LA Asian American circuit. He was already killing it, and I was doing these talent shows, trying to win $250 and shit.
Bro, I wasn't coming. I was faking it to make it, bro.
I was trying to win a scholarship and shit.
That's great. Are you talking about collaboration?
Yeah, collaboration.
Oh, those were great shows, man.
Yeah. PK would I feel like PK hit you up a lot to as a favor, yo, do you mind just headlining this last minute or something?
Oh, I loved him, man.
Yeah.
PK. You know what I loved about PK is I had no idea his name was Paul Kim.
Right.
I always thought he was PK, and I thought PK was short for preacher's kid.
Yeah. That is, I think that's his thing too.
Yeah.
People say PK for pastor's kid or preacher's kid. Yeah.
Because I always knew him as PK.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, Paul Kim, and then I was like, you know how something's so obvious, you're like, oh, I'm fucking so stupid
a lot of people
now.
don't never question that when they shorten the names like JP or whatever.
Yeah.
Until way later. You're what does that ever stand for?
What the fuck?
Yeah, but I'm over
Joe Pierre.
I'm over here with the guest, Joe Coy, who's an amazing comedian. I actually haven't seen you in a while too, since all the specials and stuff. So
thanks.
Yeah, man. How are you doing?
It's good, man. I'm chopping up my 4th special now. I just got back from New York, and we cut it up. We cut up
just editing and stuff.
The one that's about to drop in April. Man, I sit in that editing bay. I know you do it too.
Yeah.
You sit.
Well,
with
when
them,
I do music videos or whatever, and I have to get the right edit.
But whatever it is that you do, you put your hand in it, right?
Yeah, of course, 100%.
See, I don't understand that because I have friends that leave it up to the editor, and I'm like,
oh yeah,
that makes no sense.
Right. Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to me. I flew to New York because they were like, oh, you flew to New York to sit in the editing bay? Fuck yeah, I did.
Right.
That's my work.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm not going to let some dude that doesn't even know stand-up cut my shit up.
What is the editing process like for comedy,
it took me 2.5 hours just to get my walkout right.
Oh, shit.
I had 9 cameras to choose from. You think I'm just going to do a generic walkout? I'm using every fucking camera, bro.
Yeah. Damn, I was curious about that.
I want the people to see what I saw that night.
Right. Is it also the cut, the edits of the audience? The members,
bro, I got it on my phone right now. I can show you.
Certain people laughing,
Well, yeah. I don't
like the way this guy laughed at this joke. Let me switch it over.
Fuck yeah, I did that. I did that one time. I pulled in tight because there was the whole front row, first 2 rows doubled over. Right? They all doubled over. But then there's that one bitch that didn't even laugh. Bitch, who are you, bitch?
Right.
Why are you here?
I do wonder sometimes.
There's a camera right behind me, bitch.
I'm like, why did they cut to this dude with his arms crossed?
Yeah, that's bad editing. That's why you got to sit in there.
Right.
That's why you sit in there.
Yeah, for sure.
If you don't appreciate your work, man, then you shouldn't be doing it. That's the most important part of doing this.
I think that's the grind of coming up independent too. You've already kind of wore all the hats before too. So when you get to the level of success, you kind of know what is the level of standard that you expect for your brand or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm like the same way. I do a little bit of everything. I've co-directed every music video I've ever made.
I love that. You said that you co-direct because co-direct is actually directing. You know what I mean? Like there's the director who knows all the technical aspects,
Exactly.
like the hiring of the producer and getting the right cameras and getting the right body together. That's what a director actually really does. Yes, he does have a vision, but the co-director is like, motherfucker, that sunlight needs to be right there.
Right.
You know what I mean? That dancer needs to be right there, and we need a full shot, please.
Yeah.
And he can do that for you.
Right.
So like I appreciate that you do that too, because I do the same thing. Like I'm not a director.
Right.
Like if you were to ask me to direct, I could get you a director.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I will make it look good.
Yeah, I'm kind of, it's like I know exactly what I want. I don't know how to get it sometimes. You know what I mean? That's the direct, like,
leave that to him.
Yeah, they'll get the lenses and the lighting and all this shit. I'm just like kind of the dick, like, no, I know what I want, but I know this isn't
That's
it.
not it.
That's not it.
I said satin. That's the cool thing about the co-director, though.
Yeah, exactly.
You have the vision, and then he has to take the fucking heat.
You know what you like, you know what you don't.
Yeah.
You know, how was your holidays, actually?
It was amazing. It was my first time ever not performing on New Year's Eve and Christmas.
Okay.
Which is, it's crazy because you know how it is. Us taking a day off is us saying no to money.
Right.
And that's a hard thing to do.
And those are big days. People book
days.
for comedians especially, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially New Year's Eve.
Right.
I was doing it, at the same spot for almost 6 years. And then, and then finally I was just like, it's not about the money this year. My son's 15 and I want to enjoy his 15th year.
I feel you.
Because when he turns 16, he's going to have a car.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to see him as much. He's not going to rely on dad to drive him anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't already. He's already Ubering. Fuck him. You know what I mean? Fuck him. He was late for school and he called Uber from IHOP. I will
hilarious.
show you. I will show you the text right now. I'm not making this up.
That
I'm
is
not
a
trying
funny
to be funny.
scenario.
This
Being late for class and you Ubered to school.
Bro, this motherfucker. Here's the thing. He's not allowed to have the app because I took the app away from him. I was like, you're not allowed to have the app. You're not even supposed to be an Uber.
Right.
So he calls his aunt. He knows how to get around it. So he calls his aunt. So then my sister just texted me. I'll show it to you. Literally, this is while I'm walking up here to talk to you. And she's like, is Joe in school? I just got this from his school and they're wondering where he's at. And then another text comes in. She's like, he just asked for an Uber from IHOP. I'm like, this motherfucker
The funny thing
went
is,
to IHOP.
that sounds like some like new young shit, but really like it kind of makes sense. Like a kid being late for school and Ubering to class. It's not like far-fetched, you know what I mean?
You know what it is, man? It's irresponsible, responsible.
Yeah.
Because we were just irresponsible.
Right.
We didn't have Uber. So when we were late, it was a commitment.
That's true, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
When we were 15, we went and ate at McDonald's and then we were like, fuck it, let's walk back. Right? That's another hour. Right? But at least he has the decency to get back within minutes.
I could see him
with an Uber.
I could see him texting his teacher like the ETA is 4 minutes.
Hilarious.
Just like
hilarious.
I'll be right there.
Or location. You know how he just screenshots location. I'm here.
Oh man, Uber is like so cheap in LA too. Just getting around.
Man. It's so dope.
It's crazy. It's tight.
I still don't have the app.
Oh, you don't?
Nah.
Oh,
I don't have Uber or Lyft. I don't do it, man. I always call my sister, and then when I walk in, the guy's like, Gemma? I'm like, sure. Yeah, I'm Gemma.
I think about like
Sarah? Yeah, I'm Sarah.
I
These
remember
motherfuckers don't even screen for their protection.
It is crazy.
If it says Sarah, don't let that motherfucker in the car. That's not Sarah.
I opened this dude's back door thinking it was my Uber, and he freaked out and drove up and pressed the
did
gas super fast.
Did he?
He thought I was like jacking his car and shit.
Did he really?
They just let him away.
Yeah. Oh, my son just texted me. He's obviously in trouble. That's crazy. Did he really?
Yeah, he freaked out. This like Mexican dude like pulled up in front of my apartment, and I'm just casually going in thinking it was my car.
That's funny.
And he looked back and he just drove off, and I was like, oh shit.
That's so funny. Look, let me answer this.
Yeah,
just for pot. If it's not good, hey, mark this. What's the time on it?
No, you good.
Okay, hold on. Joe.
Yo.
Okay, listen. All right, we're at a pod right now. My son just called. Okay? I get a text from your school saying that you weren't at school. Why are you laughing? And then Gemma's like, where's little Joe? School just asked where he is. And then a text finally came about 5 minutes later going, Joe just asked for an Uber for IHOP. Now, is this true?
Yeah.
What? No, Joe. No, you don't. You're supposed to be at school, not eating pancakes, bro.
I had a late start though, so that's why.
Bro, that makes no sense. What do you mean late start?
I started at 9:35 today.
And what time did you get to school?
37.
That's really late. That's 2 minutes over the time limit.
Minutes.
And we heard it was an Uber XL.
Did you get an Uber XL?
No.
Bro, did you Uber Black? Did you roll up in a 7-seat Escalade? Bro,
Who else is late? Hop in the
What should I
Who
do?
else
Should I
is
take
late?
his phone away? We're taking your phone away. We all agree that we're taking your phone away.
I can explain.
I can explain.
You explain pancakes? I love you. Bye.
All right. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
See this?
That's some LA
But you know
shit,
what's
bro.
cool though is I appreciate my son. Right? Like there's two ways of being a parent. Like I can fucking go crazy on him right now.
Yeah.
But what does that do? Like, you know what I mean? That's only going to encourage him to be bad again.
I mean, you worked hard so he can take Uber to school.
Exactly.
That's-
but he's
that's-
not being bad. It's bad what he did, but he still went to school.
That's a responsible LA,
Yeah.
solution to being late for class and making it there.
Do you have kids?
I don't have kids. No,
Okay.
no.
How would you have dealt with this situation? You'd probably be a cool dad too.
I don't know if I would be too mad about taking an Uber, to school.
Well, one, he was eating pancakes and he was 2 minutes late for school. I think he's lying about 9:37. You're full of shit.
You need a healthy start to the day.
That's
It's
true. You do
breakfast.
need
It's not
pancakes,
easy
yeah.
at Neck McMuffin.
By the way, IHOP is delicious at 15. Right?
I mean, I still enjoy IHOP once in a while.
I do too at 2 o'clock in the morning. Look,
Exactly. That's true. It's a different time.
different time
yeah.
now. That's really breakfast for my son.
I was gonna say I had my holiday was interesting because it was like just recently my sister married a Filipino dude.
Nice.
And it's the first like mixed addition to our lineage, our
Yes.
Korean family.
Nice.
And my family like never was very family oriented or whatever. So now we've been doing all the holidays with like her husband's side.
Can I cut you off for a second?
Yeah.
Is Korean because all my best friends growing up are Korean. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
consider myself to
Oh,
be
really?
Korean. Bro.
Okay, so you know the Korean.
All
yeah,
of them.
Yeah.
By the way, all this shit that these people talking about now, I knew about this shit in 82.
yeah, right.
82. Like I remember the first
Yeah.
Costco.
You see Joe Coy on top of the fucking LA Riots roof and shit, fighting with the
Bro.
Koreans and shit.
Bro, dude, I was with the Koreans. More bullets. This is so bad. Cut this out.
The full on ally.
Yeah. I was holding the flag. We're talking way back
Right,
before
right,
that,
right,
bro.
right,
I'm
right.
talking 82,
Right.
83, 84.
Right.
Like my friend William, his mom owned a Korean Korean barbecue / bar.
Oh, shit.
And bro, and this is before Korean barbecue was big, man. You
Yeah,
got to
yeah,
put
yeah.
yourself back in my
Yeah, for
time.
sure.
And so I remember going to his house and everything was Costco. Everything was in bulk because they had the restaurant.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's called Costco back then, but they had like the restaurant license where you go to like
Right,
these bulk
right.
grocery stores and buy things in bulk. And I remember opening the fridge and I saw like 10 gallons of milk. I was like, yo. And he had Captain Crunch, but the box was the size of a fucking TV box.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And then his mom would always bring back pots of kimchi and pots of bulgogi.
Yeah, yeah.
Or kalbi,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And it was big. And then I remember they would take the middle tray out of the fridge so that they could sit things higher in there.
Right.
Bro. And the mom never came home. Mom and dad always came home at like 3:30 in the morning because they had the bar.
Right.
So the house was ran by kids.
Yeah.
It was
That's
just
how I
these
grew up.
kids,
Yeah, because
right?
the immigrant parents was always out and about, working. So I got away with so much shit.
So much
Yeah.
shit, bro. And the parents would always just fling them money.
Right.
You know, like you know what I mean? Because they felt so bad. So they just
Pizza Hut or Taco Bell.
No, more than that.
Really?
Like they would say stuff like, "Can we get a dirt bike?" Yeah, no. And drop like 1,100.
I think that's the guilt. That's the guilt.
Yeah,
you
and
know
they
what
would
I mean?
and they would have dirt bikes. I almost lost my leg on his dirt bike. And but I mean, I was so Korean, bro. Like I'm telling you, man, I
Yeah.
was eating Korean food before Filipino food.
Right,
Like,
right.
I was eating jajangmyeon,
Yep.
champong. I was eating
Man, that's some of the advanced shit. That's some of the advanced Korean joints
bro.
too.
Bro, see, there's Koreans out there that think they're Korean, but I'm really Korean.
I mean, that's pretty
You go
Korean
to
OG.
a Chinese restaurant that's
Yeah.
ran by Koreans that only serve Chinese restaurant
Yeah.
that serves champong,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's not on the menu.
Right.
And you gotta look at them and go champong,
If you're an
And then
80s,
they go
you're an
jumbo.
80s Korean, you're an OG.
right?
You're an OG. Like I should have bowed to you when you walked in.
Thank
for sure.
you.
I should have.
Give me the Rolex, bro. That's
Nah.
real talk, though, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, my parents are similar upbringing, same shit. Got
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't say they were really that strict because they were so busy. I got away with mad shit.
Yeah.
So I didn't really grow up in that strict kind of, whatever way.
I think that, my mom was divorced at that time too. So, and she's an Filipino immigrant, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
So like that style of upbringing, especially during the 80s, the kids were like it was a little bit more lenient with the kids. And I guess that's why I am with my son.
Yeah.
And you respect your parents more that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they give you that responsibility.
Yeah.
It's like you have the decision to fuck up.
Yeah.
You fuck up.
I feel like when my parents would get all crazy and strict, like sometimes they didn't even know why they were doing that. It's like this little slot they had the time with us. They were like, I just have to be angry and parent. And that's how you parents just yell and fucking be angry.
Yeah, that's my mom too. That's my mom too. I remember when I took William's bike and my mom kept telling me, don't take William's bike because it wasn't street legal. And of course, the day that she tells me not to, I'm coming down Spanaway Avenue. I'm just flying. And then right behind me, cop throws on his lights. He was following me for like 5 miles. He was just following me, right? I had no idea. He tells me to throw it in the ditch. He goes, throw it in that ditch right there. He goes, whose is it? I go, it's mine. But I didn't have any paperwork on it. It was Williams, right? And he goes, leave it in the ditch. I go, how about if someone steals it? How about if someone steals it? And he goes, I don't even know if you stole it, motherfucker. Get in the car. So he puts me in the car. And he's like, hey, I got to take you to mom's. And I remember saying to him, like, you don't want to do that, man. Don't take me to my mom's right now. Please don't take me to my mom. And the minute he opened that door, man, my mom smacked me in front of him, gave 2 shits that he's a cop.
Gosh.
And literally the cop just looked at me like, all right, my work's done. He didn't give a shit, man. Here we go. And then that's that immigrant mom right there. Like she saw the authority, but she was like, I don't give 2 shits. I'm gonna smack that motherfucker right in front of me.
I think people assume like, oh, the Asian parent being like super strict, which they are, but they're so busy too. People don't understand that. Like they work so much of the day that like, you get away with a lot of shit too. I remember like I get dropped off to the bus stop, and then afterwards, when my parents went to work, me and my sister would just walk back to our house and spent the whole day in the house because they just went to work.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Like we went to the bus stop, they went to work, we went back to the house, turned on the TV, and just chilled at the crib.
Like, that's it.
It was
and you didn't see them till late.
Yeah. But I remember one day my dad came home way earlier than expected, so I heard the door, like the keys jingling on the doorknob. I run into the closet, and I'm in the closet for hours. He just happened to come home early.
You thought it was someone robbing you?
Yeah, I was like, no, I knew it was my dad because I heard him. I was like, oh shit. So I ran into the closet and I'm stuck there because I don't want to get my ass whooped by my dad for chilling at the crib. Like,
wait, I don't understand. Why?
I'm supposed to be at school.
Oh!
And he's supposed to be at work. I came home. Like, instead of going to school from the bus stop, I didn't hop on the bus.
Yes.
I went back home and just stayed home all day till like 6 p.m. Whenever they're supposed to come back. But my dad came home at like 3 p.m. and I just hear the jiggling. So I run to the closet. I'm stuck in the closet for the rest of the day.
So you had to chill there till what? 6?
I just didn't. Until my dad like walked away or something. I had to devise a plan because he wasn't going anywhere.
You wait till 6 in the closet and then you walk out. Man, school is crazy. Wait till I tell you what happened at school, Dad.
I dropped out of high school when I was in 10th grade, and my parents didn't know for 2 years after that.
What?
Just because it was the language barrier like between us and
That's
shit.
great.
Isn't that crazy? Like fucking wild, dude.
So if the school sent letters, you would read it to them?
Yeah, well, they were like that. Yeah, you
So
figured
the letter would be like, "Where's your son at?" And you're like, "Hey."
They'll tell me to sign shit by myself. They'll be like, "Yo,
so...
sign." Like I'll be like, "Dad, sign this thing." I was like, I don't want a headache, English, whatever. Sign it. It was like, it was literally like that.
He's headache. Oh, headache.
I'm like, these grades are just in letter form. It's like A through F. F being the worst, A being the best. It's like, no, it's too much of a headache.
Bro, you got to write this down. Please write that. That is the best. That is the best. Dad,
they literally asked me to sign
English
shit.
Headache.
They asked me to sign shit. Like, I'm just like, okay. Like, I'm not going to argue it. Like,
That's
okay.
great, bro.
Oh, my gosh.
So you didn't finish
Nah,
high school?
I didn't. And it's weird. Every time I tell people, like, especially Asian kids, they're like, what the fuck? How did you get away with that? Like,
That's crazy.
That's like unheard of, like an Asian high school dropout.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like a gangster or anything. I was just like smoking mad weed and, being a stoner kid, ditching mad school. Got to the point where I ditched so much class that I knew I would have had to stay in high school for like an extra year, which I did not want to do. So I just convinced my parents like, oh yeah, there's these things in community college classes like the gifted or whatever, and just went over there. I eventually took my GED,
And you got it.
Yeah, but it's not really does anything.
matter.
You get older, you're like,
Doesn't matter.
Like at least I got my GED. Like, what is that? That's for you.
Yeah,
So you don't feel like a dumbass. Like,
Exactly. That never comes up in a conversation where you have to go, do I have my diploma? 1 second. It's on the wall.
Don't worry, I got my GED at
It's
least.
next to my tassel. No one gives a fuck. No one cares.
Yeah, it's true.
Does anyone give a shit? Do you have your diploma? He doesn't even know.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, it's been a while since any of us have had like traditional jobs. I'm curious if they're still looking for like a GED or a high school diploma.
I don't think they give a
Are they?
shit.
They are looking.
They are?
I feel like it's pretty easy to fake though, right?
Yeah,
Like,
you just
you
go,
can-
yeah, I
I mean,
have it.
it's pretty easy.
Yeah. Do you have a high school diploma? Fuck yeah, I do.
Right, yeah.
Straight A's, buddy.
I mean, are they gonna really like look
give
up
me that
the high
uniform.
school? They're not
Yeah.
gonna look up the high school.
No.
There's no way.
No. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Tweet that out. No one's going to.
I went to John Kim High School in Koreatown. Like, look it
John
up.
Kim High School. It's a good team. good team. They have a good team.
I really
That
don't
was
think
our
they-
rival.
There's no way they're gonna look up the high school. There's absolutely no
Nope.
way.
If there was a John Kim High School, I wish I went to it. Sounds delicious. John Kim.
He was the
High?
first Korean barbecue owner in
Oh.
Koreatown. He's a pioneer.
Smells good at that school. It just smells marinated.
The only high school that serves kimchi during lunch.
Oh.
That's fire right there.
God,
That
this girl's
is.
addicted to kimchi.
Oh, what? You love kimchi.
Addicted.
Okay, you're an ally. You're an
Addicted.
ally. I don't know why. Like, I feel like I shouldn't, but like a girl that doesn't like kimchi, there might be a problem. Like if we were dating, like that might be the one thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, if you were dating a girl?
Yeah, if I was dating a girl and she didn't like kimchi,
You'd have to totally leave, right?
it'd be tough to continue
I was
it.
just talking to her about that. I don't understand. This is so crazy, huh? We were just talking about this.
Yeah.
Like, because I enjoy the fact that she enjoys kimchi because it's
Right.
such a distinct taste.
Yeah.
And if you don't, at least try it.
Yeah.
Just try it. Give yourself the option to say yes or no. But I hate motherfuckers that look at kimchi and go, ugh.
Right,
like,
right,
what are you
right.
uhhing for?
Yeah.
You're just assuming the taste?
Yeah.
Like, you didn't even try it?
If I'm with a girl that doesn't like kimchi, that's like real love.
Bye.
That's like forbidden love.
Have a bad day.
That's like my version of like those movies where there's interracial dating between a black and white couple.
Yeah.
Like back in the day, it would be me and like a girl who doesn't like kimchi. Like, I
Yeah.
love her though.
I love her. I'm going to make it work, Mom.
The world doesn't want us to be together, but I love her. Who cares if she doesn't like kimchi?
You're cleaning out the fridge. You're cleaning out the fridge. You're adding that other rack that you took out years ago.
Right.
I want to put casseroles in there. Fuck! You got to pull out that 5-gallon bucket of kimchi.
Oh my god!
But I love her.
There's a separate kimchi fridge for these families. Do you know
Now?
about that? There's like Korean families have a separate fridge just for kimchi. It's like a custom fridge just for kimchi.
Wow.
And it ferments it faster or something.
Wow.
I've never had it, but I went to like a homie who's like an advanced Korean apparently, and he just
Advanced Korean.
had a
He's like an
separate-
X-Men.
Yeah.
He's an X-Men.
It's a crazy kimchi fridge, like just for it, and ferments it faster, makes the kimchi fresher. Like
Were you the family that had the missing rack?
no.
No?
My family wasn't in the food business. They do like wholesale in downtown, which is also a popular Korean business.
yeah.
Like Forever 21 is
So-
like a Korean family that started that, and they started from the downtown.
I just laughed a little. I'm sorry. A booger came out. Because I know exactly what you're talking about.
Right. No, they're like the richest Korean family in the
fuck yeah,
world.
they are. Hell
Like,
yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, I went to church with that family, by the way.
Did you?
And they were before Forever 21. They were already pretty ballin', and they would buy Korean food for the whole church every
Really?
weekend. Like they'd bring the racks of kimchi
wait a minute,
out.
wait a
like,
minute. Forever 21's Korean?
Yeah, they're a Korean family.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
yeah.
That's so
Because the
gangster.
fast fashion shit comes from downtown LA.
Huh?
The fast fashion shit is from
Yeah.
like downtown LA, which was like a lot of Koreans were doing that in downtown. So they took that model and made it like this, like they branded it into the retail market.
Yes.
But the fast fashion shit was this downtown business that like all these Korean families would have all these like cheap materials and make like, fashionable fits.
Yeah. Are you talking about down in Garment
Downtown,
District?
Garment District, Fashion District. So they took that model and made it like retail, global,
Brilliant.
branded it, and now there's H&M, Zara, all that, which is kind of the same fast fashion kind of shit.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And they started that.
They started
that was their
that.
trend.
Yeah, yeah.
Damn, dude.
Now they're
Garment district is a big part of my life, by the way.
like Santee Alley and shit like that.
So let me can I tell you a little bit about myself?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So I when I started doing stand-up, I was living in Vegas, right? And there was no like comedy clubs back then. We're talking like 89, 90, 91, 92. There were no comedy clubs, none of that shit. So I had to like create my own environment. And I was like renting out theaters on my own, like my own cash and shit.
Yeah.
So I started trying to get sponsors. And there's this thing in Vegas called the Magic Convention. The men's
Yep.
apparel, you know it, right?
Yep.
Well, back in the day, it was big.
Right.
95, 96, it was big.
It's died down a
94.
lot, but that was like every
Oh,
year.
it died
that
down
was
a
the
lot.
thing. That was the thing.
But
yeah.
back then,
yeah, I remember
you
that.
could count on Snoop being there, Ludacris,
Right.
all the cat, Puffy was there. Everybody was there. It was an event. You know what I mean? And mind you, this is before Rockaware and Puffy's line. You know what I
FUBU
mean?
and
We're
all
talking
that, yeah.
we're talking like Cross Colors, Carl Kanai,
Oh, shit.
FUBU,
Yeah.
Mecca. Remember
right.
Mecca?
Yeah.
So all that shit was like streetwear branding was getting big, and they were bringing in hip hop artists to promote. So the hotel I was at, one of the guys was checking in from Dada Footwear, and I was a huge Dada. You remember
Yeah,
Dada
of
Footwear?
course, of course.
And the hat. You remember LL
Yeah.
used to rock the hat?
All
and
these
Biggie
brands.
used to rock the hat.
I
and it
grew
said
up wearing.
Dada.
I
Remember
grew up
that?
wearing all this.
So check this out, bro. I'm checking the guy, and I was like, "Yo, how's it feel to work for Dada Footwear, man? I love your. I mean, how's it feel to work for Dada?" And he was like, "Oh man, it's great, man." I was like, how long you been working for? Like, I'm just, I'm young, right?
Yeah,
I'm just asking all these questions because I was just so amazed that this young black man is working for an amazing company that's like supplying hip hop artists with
Right.
clothing. And I go, how's it feel to work for them? And he was like, I own it. And my mouth dropped.
Oh shit! Yeah.
It was Damon. His name's Damon. And I go, are you fucking kidding me? Just young black guy. So I started drilling on. I was like, yo, how'd you do it? And he was just talking about how he drew up this hat and he was working at Pan Am
Right.
and he was a bag handler, and him and his boy saved up money and they went to China and they got the hats built, and then they put their business cards on the side of the hat and they went to Magic and just handed out. They didn't even have a booth.
Right.
Just handed out hats to vendors, and then they went home and they had like 20,000 orders and they blew
That's
up.
crazy.
Like, and mind you, this is like, a long time since I heard the story. So if it's not accurate,
Right,
but that's
right.
exact. I remember that's generally what he told me. And then I lied to him and said I had a huge comedy show, and if he wanted to sponsor it,
Right.
and he was like, "Yeah, I'll sponsor it." He gave me a number. It's gonna be a long story, but I'm gonna
No.
try and
I
get
want
to
to
it
hear
real
it.
fast.
Yeah.
He gave me a number to this guy. He goes, "Call this cat. He'll take care of it." All right. So I kept calling this guy's number. Wasn't answering. Right. So I was like, "Man, fuck this dude." Right. So I went and bought the shit on my own. Did a show. Got the videotape, and I remember what he looked like, right?
Mm-hmm.
My boy was a B-boy, and he used to get hired by Tribal. Remember
Yeah.
Tribal gear?
Classic B-boy
So,
joint.
so you
Yeah.
know B-boy
Yeah,
Remind
yeah.
and Crumb South
Yeah,
Elements
yeah,
Crew?
yeah.
So those are my boys.
Okay.
I used to live with them. And then, so I was like, they were dancing for him. So I was like, yo, man, just get me in. Because they had the cards.
Right,
to
right.
get in, it was expensive. So they would sneak in, and then they would take a band off another dude, and then he'd come out with his, and I'd wear his, and I'd go in, right? And I would just stand by Dada. For you know how long those shows are.
Yeah.
I would stand, man, and I'm like, yo, I remember what he looked like, and I'm just gonna wait. And then finally that fucker came, and I walked right up to him, and I was like, yo, you remember I met you? You remember years ago I met you at the front desk, and you gave me this number to call this guy, and he was like, yeah. And I go, yo, he never picked up, but I bought it myself, and I wore it, and I just wanted to give you this tape, and I gave him a VHS
Yeah,
tape,
to watch
right?
the special, yeah.
Yeah, and then he goes, no, it's not even a special.
just a
some
set.
bullshit.
Yeah, just a set.
And then he goes, what? Man, Carlos. And you see Carlos probably like, yeah. He's like, man, get over here. And he walks over. He's like, man, this dude's been trying to call you, man. I want you to hook him up, man. He's like, take care of this dude. He's a comedian, man. I like this dude. He's like family, man. He's family. Yo, I walked out of that motherfucker with like $10,000 worth of, I'm not even joking
that's
right now.
so lit.
Right? So then Carlos, who's still my best friend to this day.
Yeah.
It's like 30 years later. He's my best
That's
friend.
crazy.
We still talk. And he goes, yo, Dada footwear and Dada clothing are two separate things, and I'm more on the footwear side.
Yeah.
And he goes, we're under the Dada Supreme umbrella, but we're on the Dada footwear side. He
Right.
goes, so I'm sorry if I didn't call you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I go, oh, no problem. He goes, but the owner of Dada footwear is a huge comedy fan.
Oh, shit.
And he goes, and he would love to sponsor some shit. He goes, do you got anything? And I was like, yes, I do. Fucking lying, right? I'm fucking lying, bro.
Yeah.
And I went home and I go, I can get you something by like next week. He goes, do it. And they were on First Ave in the garment district. That's where Dada was.
Shit.
Yeah, man. That was my first time ever seeing an Escalade on rims before.
Right.
Like, I never seen 20s before. And I remember rolling up to First Ave with this bullshit outline of all the comics and how much the budget's going to cost and how much the hotel's going to cost and how much the plane is going to...
whole tour.
Yeah, and I remember looking at my boy Ramon because he was good with the computers. He was cutting it up, making the flyer for me, and I was just looking. I was like, "Yo, is 5,000 too much, man?"
Yeah, right.
He's like,
Yeah.
"I don't know, man. What do you think?" I go, "Knock it down a couple hundred."
Right,
We knocked
right.
it down to 47, so it wouldn't be 5,000.
Right.
So I went there with this whole thing. We went to Kinko's, cut it up. We put it in one of those sleeves and shit. And then I remember I paid for color, you know what I mean? Because it could have went black and white. I was like, yo, pay for that color. It was like $20 more. But I wanted to look pro, right?
That's tight.
And then we go there and I sit there and here comes Lance, man. His name's Lance Simpson. And then he walks down. He looked like a god, man. He had an afro out here, blue sunglasses, all blue outfit, you know what I mean? And he sat down. He's like, yo, so I love your comedy. I go, what? He goes, yeah, I seen you on BET's Comedy, man. I love your shit.
Sick.
And I go, oh, thank you, man. This is a long time ago, bro. It's like 97, 98.
Right.
And then I go, yo, man, so we got this show. I was talking to Carlos, and I got this show in Vegas, man, and I handed it to him. Yo, it took me 8 hours to cut this shit up, man, to make sure the number's right. And he literally looked at just the flyer, and he went, yeah, that's good. And in my head, I'm like, motherfucker, I could have said 5,000. I could have said 10,000, man.
That's how you know it's an early hustle, by the way, when you're afraid for the number you're giving.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
I remember
was so
those
scared.
days. Like, I remember getting my first manager and him trying to get more money. I'm like, dude, chill. You're gonna scare. You're gonna scare
fuck it
him.
up.
Yeah, you're gonna fuck my
He's
shit
gonna
up.
walk away.
No, you can't. I'm gonna lose my drink tickets. Like,
Yeah.
it's just
What are you
like stupid
doing,
shit.
bro?
Like, yeah.
And that relationship from that day on, I remember he flew the whole staff out. It was the Hunt Ridge Theater. It was an old movie theater, and I sold it out. My mom helped me sell
sick.
those tickets, man. We sold 880 tickets. Fucking packed house. He was in the hood, too, man.
Dada sponsor.
Yeah, bro. Dada
Wow.
Asian family, man.
That's
My mom was
wild.
rocking Dada footwear, Dada shoes, no bullshit, man. And they would send UPS trucks with like hundreds of fucking Dada.
Right.
Like even the UPS guys, like, yo, you guys doing something?
That's-
Like,
yeah.
because it didn't look right.
Some racketeering. and
Yeah,
shit.
for real, bro. Like we had like the shit that you see in the back of Foot Locker, you know, the big, and it had like 12 to a box. Yo, we had mad stacks.
And
of
all
those,
these
man.
brands were the shit, by the way, during that time.
By
Like,
the way,
yeah, it was
by
crazy.
the way,
yeah.
bro, Snoop Dogg was rocking Dada, and Eminem was rocking Dada.
I mean, I was literally in like elementary, middle school, all this, like, that was like, I would beg my mom for this kind of shit. I would buy like my friends like hand-me-downs, like Fat Farm hand-me-downs at school that was like 3 times my fucking size.
Yes.
I used to wear them and shit.
I remember because the Up in Smoke tour was
that's
happening
classic.
at that time. And then I remember Lance designing Snoop's outfit with bandanas.
Oh,
all he
shit.
did was get Dickies and put bandana
That's
on
so
all the
sick.
shit.
That's
like
so
the
sick.
collar and the cuffs with bandanas. And then we went to Up in Smoke. I went with Carlos, and we're literally right next to the speaker.
That's it.
And I was just like, is this fucking real right now?
That's so ill.
Because, you know, you got to think of the time, too, man. You know what I mean? Like, it was 90. I can't remember the times. Like, 97. You know what I mean? Figure it out. If you guys are listening, Google it. I'm not giving you an accurate time. It was so long ago, man. But it was around that time. And if you could put yourself in that era, this is before MySpace, before Twitter, before, like, all the shit was word of mouth shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? This was back of the Vibe magazine shit.
Well,
you saw a Mecca jacket on the back of...
I was thinking about, I mean, especially when you talk about this, it makes me think too, because now, like, you as in your career and stuff, there's enough of this, like, Asian fan base to kind of just do this whole thing. But back then, you're kind of more in this black hip hop urban space, right?
Yes.
So that was like that.
And they
now.
embraced me.
Right, exactly.
Because I couldn't get on the white side. The white side had like the improvs. They had the prime nights, like Thursday through Saturday. You know what I mean?
Right,
and then then the other nights, like Tuesday, you had like you had Fat Tuesdays at Laugh Factory. You had Mo Better Mondays at the Improv, and those were your theme nights. You had PK's Asian Invasion.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like you had to find your way into these rooms, and I got in with the black community real quick. I was part of the Black Comedy College tour. I got on the Deaf Comedy College tour.
Right.
I got on Oh my God. God, I did so much shit.
I mean,
dude.
Comic View alone is just like, that's a big one.
Comic View was legend,
Yeah,
bro. Like
yeah.
that was before
Exactly.
that was before Def Jam and everything, and I was just happy I got that. But when I did Def Jam, big shout out to Honest John. He's the one that got me on, and Rudy Rush. Rudy Rush was the host of the Apollo, and Rudy Rush and Bob Sumner owns Def Comedy Jam. Like
Right.
it's Russell Simmons and Bob Sumner, and my boy Honest John was like a regular on that tour, and he was like, "Hey man, I'm gonna get you on that show, man. You too funny, man. Bob Sumner needs to see you." So he brings me backstage, and he introduces me to Bob Sumner, and this is what Bob says to me, man. He goes, "Shout out to Bob, man. I ain't dissing you, man. Just this is what actually happened." But Bob goes, "Yeah, I'm gonna put you up for 5 minutes." Packed house. It was like 2,500 people.
Yeah.
And at Sam's Town. And then he goes, "I'm gonna put you out for like 5 minutes. But this is what I want you to do. Don't say you're with Def Jam. We're not gonna open the curtains for you," because he had beautiful set. It said Def Jam, you know what I mean? The DJ was on top of
Right.
the Def Jam logo and all that shit. He goes, "We're gonna open the curtains. You go through the curtains, we're gonna close the curtains. Don't say welcome to Def Jam. Don't say, are you ready for Def Jam? Just say your name, do your jokes, say goodnight, say your name, and then come through the curtain. We'll make sure that someone opens it for you." Basically, what he's saying is, he wasn't going to turn the house lights on either. He wanted me to go out while they were sitting people. And my sister, Rowena, was there, and Mark, her husband. And I remember I gave him a camera just like that, right? And I go, "Yo, just record this shit, man, because I'm going to smash this motherfucker." Like, I was so mad that I couldn't say I was part of Def Jam. Like, I wanted to be part of Def Jam.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I wanted Kid Capri to bring me out, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I was like, and I remember my sister going, "You're gonna kill it. Don't worry, Joe. Just go out there." And I was like, "All right, thanks." But I was still pissed. And then the stage manager looked at me, and he goes, "Hey, look, there's not much I can do, but I will turn down the lights for you. I'll bring them down 60% for you, but I can't turn them down too much because we're still sitting people." I was like, "Man, thank you so much. As long as you can bring it down."
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? So that literally, man, there's no intro. It's just these two stagehands. They open the curtain, and then I crawl under. I'm like, "Hey, how's everyone doing today?" Just a bunch of black people. It's like 80% black people. And I'm like, "How's everyone doing today? Hey, what's up, motherfucker?" And then I killed it.
Yeah, yeah.
I fucking crushed, man. And then I crawl right back through the curtain, and Bob Sumner's standing there, and Rudy Rush is right next to him. My sister's there, and Mark's there. And then Rudy Rush, I love you, Rudy. He goes, "Who's this motherfucker?" He says that to Bob.
Right, right.
He goes, "Who's this motherfucker?" He goes, "Man, I just met him. Honest John brought him up to me." He's like, "Man, how the fuck am I supposed to follow that shit?" Motherfucker got a standing O out there. How the
shit.
fuck am I supposed to follow that shit, Bob? Like, what the fuck? He was like, "I didn't know." He goes, "Well, the next time I'll put her on. I'll put him on part of the show." He's like, "Yeah, man." And then he looked at me, he goes, "You ever like," he goes, "You like the Apollo?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "You're on the Apollo, motherfucker."
Oh, shit.
He goes, "You doing the Apollo? I'll have my manager call you." And in 2 weeks, I was on the Apollo, and I'm wearing a Dada footwear hat. Because Dada paid for me to fly out there.
That's lit.
Big shout out to Lance Simpson, man. He paid for it. He gave me the company car.
Right.
And he had a driver pick me up at the airport. They housed me. They put me in some hotel. That was my first time in New York by myself solo. And then I went to Harlem. They
Right.
drove me to Harlem. I put on the hat. That's why if you look at YouTube, you see me wearing that fucking Dada hat.
Yeah.
Because they paid for everything.
That's crazy.
And I won the Apollo. And this is when the Apollo was the Apollo, bro.
I mean, that time.
This is like if you didn't rub the rock,
I
you
think
were done.
rocking a black crowd
the
during
stump.
that
I'm sorry, the
time.
stump.
Rocking a black crowd during that time is like 10 times harder than
10 times harder.
I mean, Def Jam days, Apollo,
Bro.
That's crazy.
Crazy, man.
It's wild.
It was crazy.
Oh my gosh! But was that like?
That was always my hustle.
Did you know, like, when you rocked that, like when you rocked an all black crowd, you were like, "Oh shit! Like, this is a world that I can like kill in."
Yeah, I just they what it was, they embraced me quicker. Like it was kind of, it wasn't that it was easier to go in. It's just like,
Was it your upbringing, like maybe like more hip hop oriented or something? Or
and Filipinos are just very, very soulful.
Right.
You know what I mean? They
Yeah,
got,
yeah.
you know what I mean? That's our culture. Like, you know, I gravitate more towards that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And of course, I was in love with Def Jam. I was in love with BET's Comic
Yeah.
View. So it was like that was my inspirations. Like that was my motivation. Like you know what I mean? Like I visualized being on the Apollo. I remember standing in the shower and winning the Apollo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I always imagined being on Def Jam, and I always imagined being on Comic View. You know, the way I got Comic View was crazy too, man.
Well, how'd
If
get
you want
that?
me to tell you how I got Comic View.
Yeah, go ahead.
How I got Comic View, I was working at the Dolphin Habitat.
What?
At Siegfried and Roy, you know that secret garden. I don't know if you ever been there, but they have a dolphin habitat where and I was a bullshit tour guide. I was pretending like I knew who the dolphins were, and I was taking people on a tour.
You're wearing a wetsuit for no reason.
Yeah. I don't even know how to swim.
I'm an expert. Yeah.
And I was like, yo, that's Banjo right there. He's 30 years old, but I don't even know who the fuck I'm pointing at. It's a different dolphin every time with a different name. And then and one of the girls on that tour, one of the tour guys, she was like, BET's here. You should be on BET. You should go do that, you know? And I was like, what? Where? I didn't even know.
Yeah.
She's like, at this bar at blah, blah, blah. It was this huge, like, casino. It was like it was the start of those small casinos, but they were bars. I don't even know how to explain it. It wasn't a hotel. It was more like just a casino bar. Yeah. And it was like a trend that was starting to happen in the early 90s. And I go, what? So I asked my manager if I could leave early. I went home. We're talking like 110 degrees, right? So I go home, no AC, put on a fucking suit. A suit, bro, in my Honda Prelude with purple tint. That's how old my Prelude was. And I drove all the way back. And I don't know the last time you ever been to a black event and you asked a security guard for help. They never help, right? It's always get to the back of the line, right? Right. I don't know what happened this day, but the gods were in my favor, man. I had a suit. I guess I looked official. I had this folder with a bullshit resume and a headshot that my dad took. And I walked up to the security guard. I go, yo, man, I always perform it. I pointed at the MGM Grand. I go, I'm always at the MGM. I open for a lot of headliners that come through here, man. I would love to just do some time for you if you don't mind. If you could hand this to the promoter or if I could meet the promoter. And then he was like, he looked at me and he goes, I'll be right back. And the motherfucker went and got the promoter. Wow. I was tripping. And I still remember her name, Yvette Anderson and Bo P. Bo P was a comedian.
That is super helpful for a security guard.
Yo, right? And he was a big dude, too. He was like, I'll be right back. And he went and got Yvette Anderson. Big shout out to Yvette Anderson, man. So Yvette comes to the door and she grabs my resume. It was all bullshit. There's nothing on there that's legit. And then she goes, I'm so sorry, but we already got, our comics, but I wish I would have known you earlier. I would have put you on. I was like, she goes, but do you want to watch the show? I'm like, fuck yeah. Like, this is BET, right?
Yeah.
And these are all the BET comics, you know what I mean? It's like Honest John, Bo P, all the cats you've seen.
Right.
I was like, yeah, please. And then they sat me right by the stage next to like their equipment. Like, it was like the, where all their camera equipment and shit is. I was standing right by the stage. And of course, all the comedians are late. It's like 40 minutes into the show and everyone's late. And now everyone's getting mad. Right. Everyone's like, what the fuck? You can feel the tension in the room. And Yvette walks up to me and she goes, you want to go up? You want to do like 5 minutes? And I'm like, can you put that camera up? Because I was sitting next to the camera. It's one of those big I forget what they're called. They were like gray and maroon back in the day. Yeah. It was a big, remember the Canons? It was a big professional studio camera and she had it. And I was just like, can you turn that on for me? And she goes, yeah, I'll turn it on. I go, if you could just record it, I would love to go up right now. And she turned it on. She set out and turned it on. She goes, go for it. I had no intro, no nothing. I just walked out there. I still have it on video.
That's crazy.
And I did my 5 minutes. I did this Michael Jackson joke. And then and I said goodnight and they all stood. They all stood. I got it on video. It's great, man.
That's some straight 8-mile story.
It was
dude.
crazy. It was crazy. And they all stood. And then I walked off stage, and Bo P and Yvette were standing on the side of the stage. And Bo P goes, "You want to do a comic view?" I swear to God, it's just so like sick. The Apollo. And then he goes, "You want to do comic view?" I go, "Man, I would be honored to do comic view. That's like my dream gig, man." He goes, "We're gonna get you there by like next week." And I literally the next week I was at the Commerce Casino. I think that's where they shot it. And I had a trailer that said Joe Coy on it, and I'm like, I thought it was done. I thought I made it.
That's hunger right there, man.
Right?
That's like the rapper with the demo tape, waiting for the fucking record exec to pull up to the building type shit. That's what it takes, man.
That's what it takes.
That is really what it takes.
And my episode was with Gary Owen. Gary Owen was the host, man. And that was great. I remember I spelled my name correctly. Jokoy. Joe Coy. And then motherfuckers, when it came out on Comic View, they spelled it Joecoye. I'm like, these motherfuckers. Yeah. You couldn't spell my name right.
No, I remember seeing the Comic View shit. I mean, I used to watch that as a child. I don't even think it was during that time, it was already the reruns of Comic View or something.
Yeah, it was the real deal.
Yeah, it was it was coming out. And But I'll tell you, since I was young too, middle school, high school, like Filipinos are always the first ones that put me on to everything.
Really?
I always feel like they're like the importers of culture, like subcultures in America. Like put me on to the illest hip hop shit.
Yeah,
especially
man.
hip hop was the biggest thing for me.
Yeah.
Filipino kids were the ones that put me on to like hip hop that made me a rapper today.
Like turntable, like DJing, like you saw Qbert doing
they're just
this shit.
tastemakers. Like, you know, like other
Yeah.
Asians are a little bit more shy or a little reserved when it comes to like dabbling into other cultures. You
Yeah.
know, Filipinos like full on went into it.
Yeah, they took it.
Brought it to the other Asians. Like, yo, check this shit out.
Yeah.
And the other Asians like came out of the woodwork like, what is this? All right, cool.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
imported that shit. They imported that shit.
They imported within.
Yeah, within. Yeah. Just from the outside communities into the Asian communities.
That's
and
crazy.
Yeah, because my school that I went by, like close to Los Feliz, Eagle Rock, there's mad Filipinos.
Mad.
Yeah, so my high school, John Marshall, that I went to, is all Filipino kids. You know, all the Filipino DJs. Like that shit was wild. You know, like I don't understand the whole DJing thing. And then the B-boys.
B-boys, bro.
Yeah, those two.
Heavy.
Yeah.
Heavy.
So I was like,
Producing too, man.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Illmind,
man.
a bunch of cats.
Illmind,
Yeah.
Chad Hugo, all them
Exactly.
cats, man.
Yeah, I just went to I chose MCing because I was like, oh, Filipinos got all these, they got these sections. I was like, I probably should beatbox. Like that sounds like a Korean thing to do. Like I don't know why. It sounds like a Korean thing to
That's
do.
so dope. You know, KP, I think you guys should do something like that, man. I think that's that I forgot what the name of it. It was collaboration, right?
Yeah.
It was definitely collaboration. And I think that is something that should be revamped.
Yeah.
Because especially now, man, like Korean is huge. K-pop is worldwide. It's not
Yeah.
even Korean anymore.
It's already-
It's a
yeah.
culture now. I know people that aren't Korean that wait all year. There's a manager in Treasure Island right
Yeah.
now, and every year that's her thing. She leaves her husband and family,
Yeah.
and she's got her group of Korean K-pop
Yeah.
fans, and none of them are Korean.
Yeah. They
And
call
they-
them Korea boos. Like there's like a whole like name for them.
That's bad. That's dope
crazy,
though.
yeah.
Like it doesn't matter how you look at whatever it is that culture is doing. The fact that Korea is on the map for
Yeah.
that is, and it's worldwide. Yo, that's amazing.
PK talks about this, like how like there was all these non-Korean, non-Asian girls never fucked with Korean dudes before. Now, like I see them in the front 2 rows of my shows and
That's
shit.
great.
I don't even do K-pop, but they're like, you're Korean and you're in America all the time, so you're close enough.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Let us touch you.
Yeah, the other K-pop acts only come here once a year. You're in Koreatown every day. So
That's so
like,
dope, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But what I'm saying is, like, maybe PK should revamp that.
He should. I
He
mean,
was one of the first to do it.
He is. It was
So
early. It was so early. It wasn't even when shit was popping. Yeah.
He created that, and it'd be cool for him to like. I'm gonna talk to him about that, man. I'm gonna text him right after this and be like, "You should do something."
I think he just
Why
got
not?
burnt out because he was in it for so long.
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, dude, and the Asian shit is not popping off in the media. So he's
Yeah.
like, dude, how many years am I to do this?
Yeah,
Takes
yeah.
a break and it pops off.
That's how it always is.
He's like, fuck, I should have waited one more year till
just-
Crazy Rich Asians comes out.
Oh shit!
And
That's
Joe
so
and Ali
true.
Wong have a fucking special.
I wasn't supposed to get that special, bro.
Oh, where?
I wasn't supposed to get it.
What do you mean you weren't supposed to get it?
Netflix made this bid that they were going to do a bunch of stand-up specials in 2016. So around 2015, I was pursuing an hour special, but I didn't want to be on Comedy Central again. I didn't like I love them for giving me the first 2 specials, but they didn't really push it
Right.
the way I wanted them to push it. And so I was pursuing Netflix,
Right.
You know what I mean? And then Netflix was just like, "Nah, we're good." And I kept telling them, like, "What are you talking about? Just come see this hour, like,
Right.
I'm ready, man. Like, I want you to see this." And they never came out. And then basically they said, we got our roster full for 2016.
Right.
So maybe we'll see you 2017 for 2018. I mean, my son's gonna be out of high school by that time. This joke is gonna be done.
Right.
I got to do it now. So I shot that myself.
Oh,
I shot
shit.
that the one that's on Netflix right
Yeah.
now. I shot it. I produced it. When you say executive producer, that's exactly what
Right.
it is. You're the exec. Like I signed every check for that special. So the stage, the color of the stage, the lights, the director, the producer, the sound, everything that was 100% me. And I remember like being on stage and performing, but in my head I'm like, yo, I ain't got nowhere to sell this.
Right.
Because Netflix already said no. So like I had to kill it. And then when I went home and I chopped it up, we shopped it around because we just wanted to see if we get some early bids.
Right.
Because our main goal was to go to Netflix with it with a bid. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
because
try
there's
and
not
see
a
if
lot
there's
of
bid.
places that's also worth it to sell it, right?
Yeah.
You have to have a few places that you can get eyes on.
Exactly. And a couple of bids came in, and it was just like, if Netflix doesn't like at least try and put in an offer, I'm gonna be sad.
Right.
Because I didn't want to go with them. I was like, I'd rather put on YouTube Red at this point.
Right.
And then we brought it to Netflix, and they bought it. They bought it like 2 days before Thanksgiving. I
that's so
started
sick.
crying in the car. I was like,
And then
"Damn."
once it came out, it was a whole other thing,
It was
right?
over, bro.
Oh, was it? It was like a whole.
Over.
You saw it drastically.
I mean, I was already doing it. Like
Yeah.
I was killing my biz on the road. My business was strong on the road, but after that dropped, it was worldwide, bro.
That's sick. Yeah,
It was over.
That's when I was seeing all the all the internet memes and little videos being shared from the special. You know what I mean? So
It was crazy.
I knew it made an impact for sure.
That's why I always say like before you cast your hate on somebody, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like before you cast any type of hatred towards anyone that you're jealous of, because a lot of people like to look at something and go, "Man, fuck that dude." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, he just got a Netflix special, and that's why he's blowing up. But do you know that dude's story? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Did he really have a Netflix special? Just because it says Netflix original doesn't mean it was really their original.
Right.
Like they didn't
That's
come
true.
with, they didn't give me a budget.
Right.
You know what I mean? That was my budget, bro. And if
Right.
they didn't buy it, my son ain't going to college.
Yeah.
Which he probably isn't anyways because he didn't even go to school today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, before you hate on somebody, like figure out who they were first.
Right. I mean, they're buying just to throw their name on the shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
produced the whole shit.
I produce whole shit. Hey, and look, I'm not shitting on Netflix. God bless them.
Right.
Because, they gave me 2 more specials after that.
Oh, that's sick. Yeah.
So, God bless them. And you know what? To be honest, I'm glad they said no. But I was ready. Like I knew my hour was ready. But would I've performed the same way? You know what I mean? If they would have said yes,
Right,
like
right.
would my energy
Right.
have been as strong? Like, because you can see my hunger in that fucking special. I'm coming with it. You know
Right.
what I mean? So maybe I needed them to say no. Maybe I did need to put all my money on the line. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
To be like,
I mean,
this is all I got. I was at 0, bro. I was done.
But that also tells you have to continue. If you get a no, you got to continue and just make it.
Exactly.
Like what if you got a no and you're just like, I'm not even inspired anymore to make this shit.
Yeah, because that
happens to people,
Yeah,
you know?
that
And
does.
it's like, dude, you gotta, there's no, that's not your only fucking option.
Yeah,
you know
it's
what
not.
I mean?
And that's that roadblock that everyone comes to. You know what I mean? That's that fork in the road. You can go here and be like, oh, you're not going to give it to me? Well, I'm going to spend a whole year talking about why Netflix sucks and why they should have gave it
And
to me.
people do that.
And
People
they do
really
that.
do that.
And you know what ends up happening is you never get Netflix ever
Right.
again. And then you end up being over here just hating on some shit and forgetting about your shit.
Right.
Or you can go over here and go, wait, I got to show them why Netflix should have gave it to me. Let me
Exactly.
produce it myself. I ain't going to say anything. Let me just do it myself and show them why they should have said no.
Exactly.
And that's your option.
That-
a lot of people take that left.
I even say that even just as simple as like an open mic, right? Or Apollo. Like you can take those boos as like a negative thing, and be like, fuck this place. I'm
Yeah.
never coming back. Or you could come back the next week like, no, like you can take that fire
Yes.
and turn it into like, no, I'm gonna kill it next week.
Yes.
I used to go to open mic in South Central that was like Apollo-esque. Like you'd sign up, go on stage, and if you were like whack, like even 10 seconds into your performance, they encourage the crowd to start chanting, please pass the mic, and the DJ has to go, sure. like stop the music. Yeah, stop the whole shit. And I've seen so many people on stage, certain people that just, when that happens, they're like, yo, fuck y'all. Y'all don't know what real hip hop is.
Yeah.
Fuck y'all.
Yeah.
But then there's other performers that come every fucking week until they don't get booed.
Yeah.
And then now they're part of the whole crew and the
Exactly.
clique, and they're just better than ever.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I'm glad I had that kind of tough love. That's what I like to call it. I don't call it hating. I call that shit tough love. The black
Yes.
community had it a lot in the
A long
entertainment
time ago.
that made them some of the greatest performers in the
Lauryn Hill
fucking
got
world.
booed at the Apollo, bro.
Right.
Lauryn Hill. What?
Exactly.
That doesn't even make sense. Lauryn Hill got booed at the Apollo? Yes. At 14, she got booed.
I always say that. That's why, like, they have the best fucking entertainers. Like,
Yeah.
they had that. Honestly, a lot of different cultures, like, that's what we got to go through. Even, like, the Asian community, I feel like, is going to go through that eventually. Once we pass the let's support everybody stage.
Yeah.
We're going to get on we got to shit on each other's stage a little bit, too.
Yeah,
to get the best of the best in the front row. Like, no pun intended, best of the best, like, martial arts movie.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah,
just like real talk, you know? It's
Yep.
just like, you got to get through all that shit.
Exactly, man. So that, and I'm glad now. That's why I was saying that I was in New York editing because of that decision. They gave me 2 more specials.
That's sick.
And I shot the next one, this one that I'm about to release, April. It comes out April. Was shot in Hawaii, bro.
Was it lit?
I
feel like
sold
this.
out
I
4
feel like
arenas.
the sophomore joint is gonna be crazy,
Bro.
Like,
I'm telling you, man. Like, I can't wait. I'll show you off camera. It took me 2.5 hours just to cut the walkout.
Yeah, I was following your social. You sold out 4 shows in Hawaii.
4 arenas.
Jesus
4 Blaisdell
Christ.
arenas.
In
A minute,
Hawaii?
I could have kept going, but I was already signed to go somewhere else, so we ran out of dates to fill.
Yeah.
But I could have literally kept going because they were selling out minutes. Every time I open up another arena, it would just be like sold out in like an hour or something.
That's the whole island right there. 4 arenas.
Basically.
That is the whole island right there.
Yeah. They gave me my own day out there, bro.
Oh my
Joe
God.
Coy Day, November 21st. Every year. Is that cool?
That's crazy, bro. You killed it. There were more people in that arena than if there was a natural disaster in Hawaii
Bro.
and they had to just house people in that motherfucker. Like, it's crazy.
Dude, when I was performing, there were people walking around the island going, is anyone going to help us? The whole island. They had people sitting behind the stage.
That's crazy.
They were there just to listen.
If you wanted to loot on that island, that would have been
That
the
was
day.
the night.
That was the night.
That was the night. You could have taken all the coconuts.
No cops on the street.
Not
You could
one
take all
cop.
you could have jacked all the spam masubis you
All
wanted.
of them.
Yeah.
Every spam can. Every flavor.
There wasn't even any spam masubis made that day.
Not that
the
day.
spams were separated from the
Yeah.
seaweed to the rice.
Rice.
Nothing was assembled.
Nothing. It said do it yourself at show. Mahalo.
They're like, what am I supposed to do with these ingredients? Like, what do I?
What goes first?
It's so stupid.
Do I put rice, then spam, then wheat?
Somebody please
Please.
help me.
What is this paintbrush that smells like teriyaki? What is this?
How do I open this can of spam? How do I?
It's
Shit.
an odd shape.
I thought it comes sliced. What the fuck?
It looks like a loaf. What do I do with it? Do I cook it?
Jesus Christ.
So much mac salad everywhere.
Yeah.
Just buckets of mac salad untouched.
This back
Zippy's-
salad is going bad.
Zippy's closed for the first time.
Oh my gosh. Jesus Christ.
That was a good day, man.
That's
I can't wait for you
amazing,
to see
man.
it.
That's it. Do you know when it's coming out?
April. We're hoping
April.
for Easter. Easter Sunday is when we want to drop it.
That's amazing. Mm-hmm. That's sick. I mean, dude, I really just got like a whole crash course on Filipino, like family stuff, you know. I didn't really hung out with my Filipino friends' family side, but now I have that in my family,
That's
you know.
dope.
Like my niece is 3 years old. My sister's married to a Filipino dude, so
Yeah.
And like my family, for some reason, we didn't do like we weren't really family oriented.
Yeah.
We didn't do much shit, and then now like even my family, we go to their family functions. We're like overwhelmed by family shit. You know, my mom seems like cold as like a Hollywood agent next to them. You know what I
that's
mean?
so funny.
Like it's just
Yeah,
she's like
she's just holding a plate.
like I just hugged 20 people in 2
Yeah.
minutes. Like
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, you know, it's like overwhelmed, and you know the spread is all mixed with the Korean and the lumpia next to
Oh,
the
yeah.
kimchi. Like it's lit, dude.
That's hilarious.
It is lit. Yeah.
That's cool, man.
It is cool. I mean, it's the first edition, like the mixed babies we're
Yeah.
gonna have in our family.
Yeah, that mixed baby's gonna be a good dancer.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that right now. He'll be doing head spins at 4.
Jesus.
What's the name of the kid?
Nova.
Nova.
Yeah,
that's a
Nova.
good name, bro.
Yeah.
Short for Casanova.
Is that, you think that's how
He's
it was?
a labber.
You think that's how it
Yeah,
came
he's
out?
going to be a lady slabber.
I think that's how it came about.
Of
Maybe.
course it is. He's a Casanova.
Oh man.
Hands down. Nova.
No,
I can't wait to hear what his nickname is.
No, it's a her. It's a
Her.
my niece. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute. Yeah.
Super cute.
She'll get a nickname.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll get one. They always do. They always do.
They always do.
Yep.
But Nova is kind of already a nickname.
Yeah,
right
it
there.
already is.
Yeah.
Until they call her NV.
Jeez.
Because everyone is envious of you.
Oh my gosh.
They'll do it. I'm telling you.
I believe it.
My
Like
aunt is notorious for giving everyone nicknames, man. My auntie Evelyn. That's
Yeah.
where all of us got our nicknames. Jokoy's not my name. It's Jokoy. That's how she says it. Jokoy. My real name is Joseph Glenn Herbert.
Yeah.
I'm half white.
no, I
You can't be a comic at Apollo with the name Joseph Glenn Herbert. You'll lose just by the name.
you're right.
I struggled on my name for like a year going up as Joseph Glenn Herbert. And it was just like, fuck, man. Like people were making
Right,
fun of my
right,
name.
right.
The MC would make fun of my name. And then I was just like, I was listening to my aunt, like I was with my cousin Mona, and she was like, Joe Coy, eat. And I looked at my cousin Mona, I go, how about Joe Coy?
Joe
and
Coy,
that's literally how it happened.
Right.
Because
you had to still Americanize that a little bit.
Yeah, I had to make it Joe Coy. I had to put a syllable there. Because my aunt puts it all together.
Yeah, it was one syllable.
Yeah, chocolate.
No, that's amazing.
Yep.
Yo, I'm stoked for the sophomore joint, and you still got a third one coming out later down the line.
Third one we shoot at
the trilogy.
Yeah, we're shooting that one in the Philippines.
Oh my gosh, that's gonna be stupid.
Yeah,
that's
man.
Gonna be so tight.
We're shooting that probably July. We're going to the Philippines to shoot it.
I'm so excited.
I'm just excited that I get to go to the last time I went to the Philippines. I went there last year. Man, it was some rock and roll shit, bro.
Yeah.
The whole island came, all islands, and like police escort through shit. Like I couldn't believe it, man.
Right,
I'm
right.
like, is this really happening?
That's so sick.
It was so
Police
the way they embraced me, like all the celebrities that came out to the show. I was just like, wow, this is love, man. But I didn't understand how dope like that the routine. Like I didn't understand what it meant to them. I understand I was talking about my mom, and I was giving like I wanted people to understand that. You know, I wanted to do a Filipino joke without doing comparisons. Like, I didn't want to go up on stage and be like, Filipinos do this and white people do it like this. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to tell my story and have you relate to it. You know what I mean? I want you to be like, yo, my mom does that too. It's just my mom's Filipino. You know what I mean?
And it's you're on the Filipino Mount Rushmore, bro. You know who the fuck is on that shit? It's like Pacquiao, you, Apple from fucking Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah,
he's been doing Filipino night at the Clippers games for at least 20 years, bro.
I love that dude, man.
He's the OG.
I love Apple, bro.
He's the OG. Every Filipino event,
always.
You know, he's there.
I love him. He's the
just
first.
like, roll out the red carpet. I'm pulling up. I am pulling up.
I love that dude. I was smoking with him in his car, and we were driving to his house. Should I say this story or no?
No, I'm curious.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm curious.
So we're in his car.
Yeah.
We're in his car. Did I tell you this story yet? No? Okay. So we're in his car. Big shout out to Apple, man. I love this guy. Man, I love the Peas, by the way.
Yeah,
OG
yeah,
LA,
OG
bro.
for sure.
Ahead of their time. You talk about hip hop. Black Eyed Peas is hip hop. I don't give a shit, man. You do the 4 elements of hip hop. It's b-boying, it's DJing, it's graffiti, and it's MCing.
And they've been spin before all the pop records. I mean, bridging the gap behind the front, like, you know,
bro,
way back in the day.
Bro, they were house dancers. They were house party dancers.
Yeah.
They're notorious, bro. Like if they didn't blow up, LA knew who the Black Eyed Peas were, bro.
Exactly.
They were at every fucking house.
Right.
Let them know. And I'm telling you, man, when Apple, by the way, you know I'm Taboo's son's godfather. Big shout.
Word?
Yeah, come on, man.
Shit,
I'm a P for life.
Should have known all the Filipinos somehow are all related. Are you related to Dante Basco somehow? Don't even that family.
I'm Rufio.
Everyone is related. It's like, yeah, sure you are, but like I just hear it all the time.
The Bosco brothers,
the Bosco brothers.
They were the first to do it. They were the first to do it.
OG as fuck.
So Apple, that's my dude right there. So we're in the car, right? And Apple's like, he just like, it's just so crazy, man. Like it made me cry when he did it because this is like years ago. This is like 7 years ago, and he goes, "Hey, man, I just want." This is so weird that I'm saying it because we're in front of his house, and he's sitting in the front seat. I'm in the back, and he's got a guy that drives him, right? And then and he goes, "Hey, man, I just want you to know, thank you for what you do for the Filipinos." And I'm like, "What are you talking about, man?"
Oh shit!
Do you not hear that song? Is I Got a Feeling? Oprah just played it, motherfucker. What are you talking about?
That's
like,
lit.
because it came during that time.
Yeah,
it was during,
yeah.
like, you know what I mean, like Monkey Business and all that shit, right? So I'm like tripping because I think we just came from Kimmel. Like, they did Kimmel, right? So we were in his car and we're driving back, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he was like, no, man. Like, what I'm saying is, like, what I do, you know, like they embrace me because I'm Filipino, but what you're doing is you're letting everyone know
Talking
what
about
Filipinos
being
do
Filipino.
and being Filipino.
Yeah, that's true.
And giving us a voice.
I feel that.
And letting people hear our voice.
Right.
And he goes, and when I thank you for that, I was like, oh, man. And I started crying in the car. So
Yeah.
I just thought I'd tell you that story.
No. I mean, that's the best shit. That's when you let the rest of the world know that, like, yo, we are like similar to you through our experiences.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we're the same. Everybody is the same.
Exactly.
But we have, because all those experiences, they're all like cultural to us. But in the end, it's all pretty similar to every culture.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And we're all relatable.
Exactly.
We are. Korean mom, you're a stern Korean mom. You don't think there's a stern white mom?
Exactly.
You don't think there's a stern black mom?
Right. There's clearly stern black mom.
Clearly.
That is, yo.
You know what I mean? It's all relatable, man.
That's what's
We're all the same fucking people, bro.
Joe, thank you for pulling up.
I love you, bro.
I gotta say, I'm really mad proud. I mean, just all the stories from I've seen you from back in the day to us, like you're already killing it. Now it's just like I'm just glad to see you transitioning into however the world changes for an artist. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the main thing. I think, like you've been killing it since back in the day, but the fact that like Netflix, the next shit, that's really what it is. How many artists can say they have a longevity and fucking, not being bitter and just like embracing the shit.
Yeah,
you know what I
embrace
mean?
it. Yeah, don't ever judge it. I know you're trying to rap, right? You're trying to rap it out. And
Did you call it out? Did you call it out?
I just called it out, man. I'm sorry. I know you're looking at everyone.
I was
like,
doing the final gas you up before I wrap it up.
No, but my whole thing is, can I just say one more thing?
Yeah, no,
It's
please.
Quit.
I was doing it for your time.
Yeah,
really.
yeah. I just, what I hate is like if you're passionate about something, like you want to be an MC, you want to be a dancer, you want to be an actor, whatever it is if you're passionate about it, then just your level of success is that you enjoy doing it, man. Right. And that's your level of success. Just look at the person that's doing something that they hate.
Right. We were talking about this like before we started, right?
Yeah.
Got to count your blessings.
Count your blessings, bro. Like, bro, I remember being a shoe salesman at Nordstrom Rack, hating my life, man. I don't ever want to be there again.
Right.
So me just telling a joke at a comedy club on a weekend, I won. I'm successful.
Exactly.
It's my dream, and I'm doing what I want to do, and I'll do that till I die. All this other shit is just extras on the video.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's that bonus shit that you see, the special features on the DVD. That's all this is.
Yeah.
But the movie, I'm living it. You know what I mean?
Up.
So that's all I'm saying, man. Just stay passionate and don't ever judge success by how much money you make. Just enjoy the fucking journey of doing what you're doing that you love. Right?
Coy, we're leaving on that.
Yes!
Follow your fucking dreams.
Yes!
And shout out to our sponsors one time. Go to audible.com/FWD, which stands for Fun with Dumb, or text FWD to 500-500 and listen for a change. Wait, I should have said that. And listen for a change. That's how I should have said that.
Hilarious.
500-500. That's where you should text it to, FWD. And listen for a change. Audible.com. Peace.